Good afternoon. Mitchell Smith here, CEO of CGrowthCapital. Firstly, let me say thank you very much for taking the time to watch today's video. It's been immensely busy 5 weeks in the role. Lots going on in the background. And about today is it's going to be a conduct of me answering some questions that's been sent my way from you guys, the shareholders. So extremely excited to be able to have this opportunity to interact with you. And let's go from there. We then move on to our first question. Do I plan to release revenue projections for 2023? I do plan to release revenue projections for 2023. We're in the final stages of closing a few acquisitions. So once that's tied up, I'll be releasing the revenues. I'm also in the process of consolidation and laying out a clean roadmap for the business, as well as putting my management team in place. So it's been a busy 5 weeks, a lot going on. But in regards to the revenue, once I've tied up all those acquisitions and everything's done, I will then be likely releasing revenue projections at the back end of 2020. Next question: a few sports acquisitions were close to closing a few months ago. What is the status? The latest updates on that: our main technology acquisition is still under process. We did come across against a few short-term hurdles, which regards to valuation of the technology, which those discussions have started to get some traction, and we are moving in the right direction. I hope in the next few months, in the coming months, I'll be able to provide more details around this acquisition. It's been really busy and a lot going on, but we have overcome the short-term hurdles and we've got some traction with regards to that. We then move on to our next question: are we looking at any other sports technology companies? Firstly, let me say it's a great question and something that I'm thoroughly excited about. As a company at CGrowthCapital, we are continuously exploring these opportunities to expand our presence into the sports technology sector. We've been really busy the last 5 weeks, not only myself, but the non-exec board and the management team behind me. I am super lucky to have the people I have next to me to help support these conversations, to bring these conversations to life, and to take these conversations to the next level. I'm sure you've seen some of the names on our non-exec board come with a wealth of experience in the technology sector as well as the sports sector. So I'm sure there's many people out there, many companies that will be would snap my right hand off to have them on their side. So I'm super lucky to have them, and it's something that I'm still building on, and something I'm working with is the management team. But there's been a lot of conversation around the sports technology companies, the sectors, a lot of conversations had. So the sports technology landscape, as we know, is dynamic and offers various opportunities for innovation and growth. Some of the potential areas that we're looking at the moment is your gym apparel, your gym wear, your wearable tech, your broadcasting, your media content, as well as VR. As you know, you've probably seen that a lot more, and it's becoming quite scalable. We're looking at your esports, your gaming. So there's a lot of exciting stuff happening at the moment within the sports industry. It's hard to walk past someone these days who isn't wearing a Fitbit, a health monitoring device. You always see someone jogging in the streets. Your sports wear is becoming massive. Your sports wearables, the sports media and content is something that's ever changing. More people are streaming these days. It's offering something a bit different than your traditional one channel sports channel. So it's something that I'm excited about. There's a lot going on, a lot of conversations. It's something I want to bring a long-term shareholder value to, is the sports industry. There's a lot of companies out there that I don't find scalable. There's been a lot of conversations being had on the small, medium front on the sports companies. But rest assured, in these 5 weeks, there's been some conversations had that we are at the next level at, and we are having the next. Let's put it this way: we've taken it to the next level, the next stage, in regards to these conversations, and it's about 2 or 3 companies. So a bit to be excited about. So I'm hoping I can elaborate further on these in the coming months. But just touching on again, the sports industry is so scalable, and it seems to be the buzzword, and there's a lot going on. So it's important to note that while we are monitoring this industry, and the trends and evaluating the potential. The specific ventures and partnerships in the sports technology would depend on the various factors, whether it's including the market dynamics. It would make sure it's a strategic fit for CGrowthCapital, and it's financially feasible. So these are all the things that I'm having conversations on in the background. But rest assured, I'll be providing more PR as things come into fruition, as we take the next steps, as we're at the closing stages of certain areas. I'll provide more detail. So lots to be excited about on the sports technology front. Lots going on in the background. And once again, just want to elaborate how lucky I am to have the management and the non-exec board team that I have to provide me the expertise and to create this long-term shareholder value that we're looking at, and to have the right vision and to make sure we are all aligned. We then move on to the next question: do we plan to uplist? Absolutely, it's something that we're looking at doing. As you know, the OTC is a stepping stone into the bigger markets, such as your NASDAQ and your New York Stock Exchanges. It's been a really busy 5 weeks, and that's putting the management team in, making sure we get the right reporting systems, etc. And in regards to uplisting, it's going to be something that we evaluate over time, and it's something that we can continually evaluating over time, and to make sure it aligns with the company's growth trajectory, the roadmap of CGrowthCapital. So rest assured, as things come into play and as we plan to uplist, we'll keep you updated, as well as the subsidiaries of CGrowthCapital. It's something that we're definitely looking at, and the likes of the lithium side of things, we're looking at uplisting in due time, and I'm hoping I can provide more details around that in the coming months. So definitely we are looking at uplisting, and it's something that I will be relaying information on as it comes to fruition. We then move on to the next question: what are the plans if any other precious metals are found? It's a great question, and something I wanted to touch on was the mining front. As the mining business, I look to roll out very aggressively if it aligns with the CGrowth roadmap. And that's due to the commodity boom I think we can all expect on the mining front, not only on the precious metals, but battery metals, etc. So there's a lot of conversations being had. We've been very busy in the background. Our main focus at the moment is a lithium project, as we can see that bringing in substantial returns and high value. To what extent yet, we don't quite know, but as that comes into fruition, I'll be able to elaborate more on that. On the mining front, we're in a very good place, and that's mainly due to the expertise we got in the background. We have a lot of good connections on the ground, not only in Africa, but the Middle East as such. I feel the mining has untapped potential and has had for decades. It's been underutilized for various reasons. So at the moment, as the lithium project is in play at the moment, after that, then we'll start looking at bringing on other assets. Definitely. The plan at the moment on the mining front would be hopefully back end of this year, maybe into next year, we'd look at uplisting the mining business. But it's a great market to be in, lots going on, and we're definitely suited and in the right place, as I touched on, with the expertise, the people we have on the ground. So there we go. Next question we have: you're currently in the sports and mining sectors. Do you see yourself venturing into any other sectors? Another great question. As you know, we're a growth investment company into alternative assets, so it's something that will always be on the table. But we're quite well aware that we currently have two great sectors and industries, the sports and mining industry, under our belts, and it's something that we're going to focus on quite heavily at the moment. Are those two sectors, but it's never off the table. We do have people continuously having these conversations and looking into what else we can branch off into. We do see other CGRA departments opening up, and venturing off in other branches, but that will be in the coming years and not on our short-term roadmap in regards to. So it's something that we are looking at long term. But right now, our main focus is the mining and sports side of things, due to the potential and scalability, and how successful we can be in that sector. As we find those opportunities, we will be making the market and shareholders aware of such conversations as they come to fruition. Those particular conversations and tasks have been handed to members on our boards to have these conversations. So you will be made aware when the next steps are taken on these projects. So just to recap on that front, we're very lucky with the two industries we are in. The sports, as we know, is highly scalable, as well as the mining. On the sports front, we're looking at growing that out significantly quick in the short term, as well as been very aggressive in our roadmap on the mining front. So thank you. Where do I see the business in 5 years' time, and what acquisitions are going to take place to ensure we reach our goals? I would expect to see us listed onto one of the major stock exchanges, as well as our subsidiaries. Possibly several of our subsidiaries would be uplisted by this time. If you look at the lithium mining side of things, you could see that uplisted as soon as back end of this year, early next year, and then you'll start to see a trend follow that. It's also quite good to point out on our growth strategy, it's all down to the acquisitions. As you know, we're an acquisition investment company. So as much as our growth is organic, the large part of the organic comes from acquisitions and building from that. So we're requiring investment, anchor it down, and then build from there and add on the subsidiaries fronts of things. We're in a very good place, as you know, with the board members behind us, in their own right, highly motivated, well-known people within this industry. We have the likes of Nicholas Link, who's our chairman. He's no stranger to this area, as I'm sure you've probably all heard of him. He's very aggressive in his nature, and I don't see any reason why this company would be any different to other companies he has supported and grown in the past 20 or so years. So we're in a very lucky place. I would expect us to be uplisted to a major stock exchange, with us also executing our roadmap and game plan in regards to this market. So thanks very much. Well, that brings our podcast and video today to a wrap. Firstly, once again, let me say thank you for taking the time and watching this video, and also being patient. As you know, it's been a crazy 5 weeks settling down into this role, and lots going on in the background. So please don't take my silence as weakness at all. Take it as there's something happening, there's conversations to be had, and you're going to see a lot more PRs and noise coming out in due course. So once again, thanks for your time today. I hope everyone's good, and it's been great interacting with you. If you have any more questions, please send them through our channels or via email, and I'll be able to, as soon as I have time and I have time to respond, I will. Thank you very much.